remarks from Coach Patton and then questions.
Chris and I have been coaching a long time, and I think we probably both say that's a pretty typical Princeton Dartmouth game. Hard fought, well played. You know, honestly, either team could have won that game, and I think we showed a lot of grit and heart to get the ball back in the overtime. Just really proud, especially of our seniors, because I think they all pulled through in that game. You know, our tri-captains and Kira and really all the seniors out there, I think, did a phenomenal job of leading the team today.
Is there any questions directed to the student athletes first?
Yeah. Take me through the winning goal first of all.
I think, you know, I was just really happy that the defense kind of saved my butt there. I got the charge call, and that whole entire overtime was defense just battling back constantly, stopping 2-3 minute sets of attack and then getting the ball back for me in the end. So they totally had my back there. And when I had my second chance, you know, I wasn't going to miss it. So.
How about at the end of regulation? You're sitting and holding the ball behind the net for the better part of 3 minutes. By direction, or are you waiting for something? Take me through that.
Yeah, so I mean, it was tied at that point, and we knew that we wanted to have the last shot on goal. We didn't want to go too early and let Princeton have a chance with the ball. And so, you know, as long as they weren't going to come back and attack us, we were going to sit on our heels and just wait out that time.
The defensive approach. Talk to me about how you play defense against Princeton through, not just regulation, but through the overtime.
I think that for us in defense, it was a lot about discipline, knowing that they wanted to sort of hold the ball behind and honestly do the same thing that we did to them. And, you know, Amy made a really smart coaching move trying to flush them out, and we're never going to sit back on our heels and let a team take that time off the clock. So we went into a little bit higher pressure defense and tried to rattle them, and it worked. You know, you saw in that first 2 sets of the overtime, we got the ball back and forced a triple overtime.
This is going to sound like a neophyte question, but first overtime seemed like they were focusing their defense or their offense from behind the net in the first overtime, out high in the second overtime. How different is that? You know, how do you have to play that, I guess?
I think that it's two different, obviously two very different looks. From up top, you have to worry about the 1v1, the sliding take, the little curl cuts into the box, and from down low, they're definitely looking to sort of run that 2v2 on the crease. And by denying it low, we were able to keep it from going low and those feeds that they've been looking for.
Okay, Amy, how nervous were you through this whole thing? Nobody had a lead of more than 2. Outside the 3-0 lead at the beginning, nobody had a lead of more than 2, and you had to sit through 6 minutes of overtime with, what, 10, 20 seconds of possession time?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, you could call us the cardiac kids a little bit. We've had a lot of these games all year. I think over half our games have been 1-goal games or overtime. So we've been in this a lot all year. And we really, honestly, we practice this in practice. We really try to put that kind of pressure on them. I think this last week we've put the most pressure on them that we've put on them all year in situations. And you know, I think we definitely could have, I think the tide could have turned when we didn't get that last goal to win it in regulation. And, you know, I kept telling the team in that time period, because I could tell they looked down, I said, guys, we didn't give them a chance. And to me, that was more important than, yeah, we didn't get the look we wanted. We looked pretty disorganized in that time period, but Princeton didn't have a chance. And so I actually felt, you know, I think I had to talk them into that we were fine, and that, you know, we just played a lot of good defense out there too. So I think it just showed in the sudden victory, you know, that's when it's really intense, because the goal's going to win it. And for our defense to have those stops that they had, for us to go on attack and turn it over and get it back, I thought that just showed, you know, such grit and determination out of our team. And honestly, what Courtney said, a lot of discipline in our defensive end. So I couldn't be more proud of them.
Tell me about the delay there, 8.5 minutes to go on the protest call. Take me through that, what it was.
Yeah, well, most of the time we didn't know what it was. You know, I didn't really know what was going on out there. Princeton was protesting our uniforms, and we had gotten the draw. So because of the protest and the officials awarding the protest, it was then offsetting fouls. And then, you know, Hannah did a great job of coming up with that throw when they ended up tossing it because it was offsetting fouls.
So they did rule against your uniforms.
They did.
So what's the is there a solution to that by Sunday? Are they come out in pennies or what?
Yes, there'll have to be. There's going to have to be a solution to that. So we will get a solution.
Anything else that bears mentioning that I haven't asked?
No, I just think, like I said, you know, I think it was a really hard fought game between both those teams, and I think, you know, like I said, out of, you know, all the years, I think Princeton and Dartmouth, there's a lot of 1-goal games. So, you know, again, I just think I just want to reiterate just, you know, how we definitely had that discipline and poise, I would say, at the end of the game, and for Hannah to come up with 6 points today, I think that's pretty phenomenal.
That's it? Thank you, Coach.
Ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Becky, this.
No, we don't have time.